What is your name?
My name's Ken Rose.
And what is your opinion on the homeless?
I feel it shouldn't happen. I feel we should have an opportunity to house everybody if they need it.
What do you do exactly for the homeless?
This year, churches together have got together and started a shelter in the Medway towns. That comprises of 7 different churches. Each day we'll do that bit again. Got a bit confused there.
Okay, sorry. Right. What do you do for the homeless?
What I do?
Yeah.
I've now got stage fright.
No, what?
An organisation has got together called Medway Winter Night Shelter. We house 12 people each night. We haven't gone any larger than that at the moment, mainly because it's our first year. I deal with the transport side of it, help with donations which are coming in, and as well as volunteer to stay overnight.
So would you like the branch to be expanded over time so that you can house more homeless people?
There is definitely a need for more people to be housed. We have over 100 volunteers already, which help throughout the week look after the homeless.
How long have you been helping the homeless?
I got involved just before Christmas, about November time, and basically the people I was talking to, they were saying this will happen, and I thought, yes, I want to be part of it. So we done a lot of work before Christmas, then brought it all together, and then we housed the first homeless people on the 4th of January. So it's only been a very short time with myself.
How many people do you and your team help each night?
We will do a maximum of 12 per night.
And what would that include for them depending on shelter wise?
We have, as I said, 7 different venues. Some of those they can easily walk to, and the ones which they don't, I then either drive the minibus or arrange for somebody to pick them up and take them to the venue. They then already have they have a big kit bag, and that's got their quilt, pillow.
So, when they get there, would you feed them and
Yeah.
allow them to shower and stuff?
What we really want, what we're really trying to do is we have them from, let's say, 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock the next morning. So we've got 13 hours to try to fill them with not being pushed around, but to actually show that there are people who care, and for them to really enjoy their evening. So as I say, that we first of all we get them to sort out their kits. So they go straight to, their bags have got their names on. We have camp beds, and we have mattresses which we put down, which is theirs each night. They then set up their own beds. I think this is important because one of the things, especially when we get I call them guests, I don't call them homeless, because I think that's a lot more friendlier towards them. As soon as they've set up their bed, and that's where they're going to sleep that night, at any time when they're feeling a bit uncomfortable, they're feeling a little bit nervous, or they just want to have a bit of quiet time, they can always go straight to their bed, straight to their bag, and they've got all their own personal stuff there. So we do that, and then about 8:30 we will sit down with them, and it can be up to about 20 of us, including the guests. We will all sit down, and it's like any normal meal. We all sit down, we all chat and ask how the day's gone, and stuff like that. We are also we don't have them washing and cleaning and doing stuff like that. We've got volunteers which come in and do all that for them. But it's amazing, we have lights out at 11 o'clock at night, but it's amazing how fast the time goes from 7 o'clock till 11 o'clock. More times than not, we haven't even finished talking, we haven't even finished having fun, really. And yeah, so it is something they do. They can have whatever they want, whenever they want.
Is it always the same people at night, or is it like different people?
We have a registration where they will come to us, they will be referred to from another agency who is trying to help them. So they will do that during the daytime, and then they will meet the bus or they will walk to the venue that night. If at any time, which we've already had a few of those, they've found jobs, they've also found accommodation. That has also been helped with some of the agencies which come and visit us in the evening time, where they will actually listen to them and find out exactly what their problem is, and hopefully help them find a home quicker and find a job quicker than what they normally would have done on the street. So it's not always the same. If we are having the shelter open for 10 weeks. We're having the shelter open for 10 weeks. If from their point of registration they want to stay for the whole 10 weeks and they feel the need, they're more than welcome. That is, we have rules. We want them to respect them, and that's mainly for their own safety as well as our own safety. But we are having a turnover of homeless, and that's because that's their choice.
You said about the rules. What are these like rules that they like have to abide by?
One of the things is you want to make sure is that we have male and female volunteers. Also, we have the same with guests. So it's people which have been convicted of sexual offences and things like that. We want them to be honest when they come for the interview. We want them to turn around and admit what, if we ask that question, we want them to be truthful. If we then find out that they have been lying to us, then we will ask them to leave the shelter. Sorry,
It's alright.
did you want to put that on pause a minute?
No, it's fine. You can.
That's actually one of the team leaders, which is trying to get, because we're not long before we have to start setting up for the shelter. And the other one is arson. We won't have people, so the rules are not really strict. These are mainly to safeguard ourselves and other people. So anybody who's been convicted of sexual offences or arson, then we will have to make a decision. We won't automatically say they can't come in, because we will listen to their story and we will make a decision on that. But we have guests which have drinking problems, we have guests which have mental problems, we have guests which have drug problems. They do turn up each night. Sometimes they are drinking drugs and mental state is not the most healthiest that night, but we ask that they can at least walk, talk and be coherent, to admit them to come in, because the one thing we don't want is anything happening to them while they're under our care and we're not able to look after them.
So what would you say the worst story like you've been told is that's like really hit home or like upset you?
I think one of the worst stories is there is a lot of homeless people out there which have been homeless for a long time. And I had a situation the other day where my wife came along to be an accompanier in the vehicle, and somebody brought these two homeless guys, and they had long hair, and they looked like they hadn't had a good wash and something to eat for quite a long time. But unfortunately, because they hadn't registered and we didn't know who they were, and we had already filled the beds up, we was unable to help them. And because it's something which I want and I care about, I didn't realise how strong I was in my emotions. And it's not that I don't care, it's just that I need to keep it together to be able to help them. But my wife, it really upset her. It really upset her that we couldn't help them. I'm glad to say she did go and get them something to eat down High Street, but that's only one day, that's only one fix. I'd like to be able to help all of them, but it's not even something which will be solved over the 10 weeks which we're doing. The idea we're doing it for the 10 weeks is because we don't want anybody freezing to death. You know, it's wrong, and that's why we're doing it. And hopefully we're going to show them love, compassion, and show there is people who actually care, and that they actually are human beings and they shouldn't be in this situation.
If there was one thing you could say to like anyone like that was going to watch this, or just thinking about helping homeless, what would you say to like guide them in how to do it?
One of the things I've realised with Medway is that we've put